On December 5, 1945, 5 Navy bombers took off from Fort Lauderdale on a routine training mission. 2 hours later, the lead pilot's voice crackled over the radio, "We don't know where we are. Everything is wrong. Even the ocean doesn't look as it should." Within hours, all 5 planes and their 14 crew members had vanished without a trace. The rescue plane sent to find them? It disappeared too, along with 13 more souls. Welcome to the Bermuda Triangle, where the impossible becomes routine, and science meets the supernatural. For over 75 years, this stretch of ocean between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico has captured our imagination like no other place on Earth. Ships vanish in calm seas. Planes disappear from radar screens. Compasses spin wildly. Radio signals die without warning. But here's the real mystery: is the Bermuda Triangle actually dangerous, or have we created a monster from coincidence and storytelling? Today, we're diving deep into one of the world's most debated mysteries. We'll explore the strangest disappearances, examine the wildest theories, and discover what modern science really tells us about this legendary patch of ocean. By the end, you might be surprised by what the evidence actually reveals. So buckle up, we're about to enter waters where fact and fiction blur like nowhere else on Earth. The legend takes shape. The term Bermuda Triangle didn't exist until 1964, when writer Vincent Gaddis coined it in a magazine article. But the stories? They go back centuries. Christopher Columbus himself reported strange lights and compass readings while sailing through these waters in 1492. He wrote in his log about a great flame that crashed into the sea, and how his compass needle danced erratically. But it was Flight 19 that truly launched the modern legend. Lieutenant Charles Taylor led those 5 Avenger torpedo bombers on what should have been a simple navigation exercise. The transcript of his final radio transmissions reads like something from a horror movie. "Both my compasses are out," Taylor reported. "I'm over land, but it's broken. I'm sure I'm in the Keys, but I don't know how far down." Ground control responded, "Fly north. We just passed over a small island. No other land in sight." The final transmission came at 7:04 p.m. "It looks like we are entering white water. We're completely lost." No wreckage was ever found. No bodies recovered. 14 men simply vanished into the twilight sky. The catalog of disappearances. Flight 19 was just the beginning. The list of missing vessels reads like a maritime graveyard. In 1918, the USS Cyclops, a massive Navy cargo ship carrying 19,000 tons of manganese ore, disappeared with 306 people aboard. No distress signal. No wreckage. No explanation. The SS Marine Sulphur Queen vanished in 1963 with 39 crew members. Only a few life preservers and debris were found floating in the Gulf of Mexico. In 1969, 2 lighthouse keepers on Great Isaac Cay simply vanished. Their quarters showed no signs of struggle. Their logbook ended mid-sentence. The cargo ship MV Joyita disappeared in 1955 with 25 passengers and crew. 5 weeks later, the partially submerged vessel was found 600 miles off course, completely abandoned. But perhaps the strangest case involves the luxury yacht Connemara IV. In 1955, it was found floating perfectly intact near the Bahamas. The crew had vanished, but their breakfast was still warm on the table. Each disappearance sparked new questions. Each rescue attempt revealed more mysteries than answers. And with every unexplained vanishing, the legend of the Bermuda Triangle grew stronger. Theory 1. The supernatural explanation. When conventional explanations fail, human imagination fills the void. And nowhere has imagination run wilder than in the Bermuda Triangle. Some believe the area sits above the lost city of Atlantis, whose ancient crystal technology still interferes with modern navigation systems. Others point to reports of glowing underwater objects and suggest alien bases lurk beneath the waves. The electronic fog theory gained traction after pilot Bruce Jernon claimed he flew through a tunnel-shaped cloud in 1970. He reported that his compass spun wildly, his radio died, and when he emerged, he had somehow traveled 100 miles in just 3 minutes, impossible at his aircraft's speed. Time itself seemed warped, Jernon later wrote. I had entered some kind of space-time portal. Psychic researchers claim the triangle sits on a dimensional vortex where the boundaries between worlds grow thin. They point to reports of pilots seeing phantom islands, ships encountering ghost vessels, and travelers experiencing missing time. But perhaps the most chilling theory involves the idea that the triangle is a kind of cosmic roach motel, a place where dimensional barriers have weakened, allowing things to slip through from our world into somewhere else. Theory 2. Natural phenomena. Science offers its own arsenal of explanations, starting with the ocean itself. The Gulf Stream, a powerful current flowing through the triangle, can quickly disperse wreckage and wash away all traces of disaster. What seems like a mysterious vanishing might simply be nature's cleanup crew working overtime. Magnetic anomalies in the area could explain compass failures. The triangle sits near the agonic line, where magnetic and geographic north align, potentially causing navigation confusion. Dr. Joseph Monahan from Australia's Monash University proposed one of the most fascinating theories: massive methane gas eruptions from the ocean floor. These gas blowouts could reduce water density so dramatically that ships would lose buoyancy and sink like stones. The escaping methane could also cause aircraft engines to flame out. Imagine the ocean suddenly becoming like foam, Dr. Monahan explained. A ship would have no warning before it simply dropped through the surface. Laboratory experiments have proven this theory plausible. The question is, does it actually happen in the Bermuda Triangle? Theory 3. Human error and technology. Sometimes the most mundane explanations are the most likely. The Bermuda Triangle sits in one of the world's busiest shipping lanes. More traffic means more opportunities for accidents, mechanical failures, and human mistakes. The area's geography compounds the problem. Shallow waters hide dangerous reefs and sandbars. The maze of Caribbean islands can confuse even experienced navigators. Strong currents can push vessels far off course before anyone realizes the danger. Modern investigation of Flight 19 reveals a troubling possibility. Lieutenant Taylor may have simply gotten lost and led his squadron to their deaths through a series of wrong turns. Radio transcripts show other pilots disagreeing with his navigation decisions. Let's fly west, one pilot suggested. No, Taylor responded. If we go west, we'll end up in the Gulf of Mexico. He was wrong. They were already over the Atlantic, and flying west would have saved them. The USS Cyclops, meanwhile, was known to have structural problems. The ship was overloaded with cargo and sailing in rough seas. A catastrophic structural failure could have sent it to the bottom in minutes. Lloyd's of London, the famous maritime insurers, maintains that the Bermuda Triangle shows no higher loss rate than any other heavily traveled oceanic area. If supernatural forces were at work, wouldn't the insurance industry have noticed? The media mythology. The truth about the Bermuda Triangle may be more about storytelling than seafaring. The legend exploded in popularity after author Charles Berlitz published The Bermuda Triangle in 1974, selling over 20 million copies worldwide. But investigation revealed that Berlitz had taken significant liberties with the facts. Many of his mysterious disappearances occurred far outside the triangle. Others happened during severe weather that he failed to mention. Some vessels were later found with perfectly rational explanations for their troubles. The case of the SS Poet, which Berlitz claimed vanished mysteriously in 1980, actually sank in a hurricane. The mystery of the cargo ship Sylvia El Lhasa was solved when investigators determined it broke apart in heavy seas. Television documentaries, movies, and countless websites have perpetuated myths while ignoring contradictory evidence. Each retelling adds new details, embellishes existing stories, and transforms routine maritime accidents into supernatural mysteries. The media loves a good mystery, and the Bermuda Triangle delivers ratings. But ratings don't equal reality. The scientific verdict. So what does modern science actually say about the Bermuda Triangle? The United States Coast Guard, which responds to emergencies in the area, states officially, the Coast Guard does not recognize the existence of the so-called Bermuda Triangle as a geographic area of specific hazard to ships or planes. The National Ocean Service agrees. The U.S. Board on Geographic Names does not recognize the Bermuda Triangle as an official name and does not maintain an official file on the area. Statistical analysis shows that the rate of disappearances in the triangle is no higher than in any other part of the ocean. The area sees heavy commercial and recreational traffic, making accidents statistically inevitable. Most importantly, the advent of GPS, improved weather forecasting, and better emergency communications has dramatically reduced mysterious disappearances everywhere, including in the Bermuda Triangle. The few remaining unsolved cases can likely be attributed to the ocean's vastness and its ability to hide wreckage. The Atlantic is over 2 miles deep in many places. Finding debris is like searching for a needle in a haystack the size of Texas. Modern technology has solved many old mysteries. The SS Warada, missing since 1909, was finally found in 2019. Flight MH370 showed us that even in our connected age, aircraft can still vanish, but not because of supernatural forces. The Bermuda Triangle remains one of our most enduring mysteries, but perhaps not for the reasons we think. Its true power lies not in supernatural forces or dimensional portals, but in our human need to find patterns in chaos and meaning in tragedy. The families of those lost at sea deserve better than wild theories and sensationalized stories. They deserve the truth that the ocean is vast, dangerous, and unforgiving, but not supernatural. Yet something about the Bermuda Triangle still calls to us. Maybe it's because we need places where mystery lives, where the unknown still exists in our mapped and measured world. Maybe we need to believe that somewhere out there, beyond the reach of science and reason, magic is still possible. The waters of the Atlantic continue to lap against the shores of Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, keeping their secrets as they have for millennia. Ships still sail these routes. Planes still cross these skies. And somewhere in the depths below, the truth about what really happens in the Bermuda Triangle waits patiently to be discovered. But here's the final question that keeps drawing us back to this mystery. In a world where we can explore Mars and map the human genome, why do we still need places like the Bermuda Triangle to exist? What do you think? Is the Bermuda Triangle a deadly supernatural phenomenon, or just a case of collective storytelling gone wild? Share your theories in the comments below, and remember, in the vast expanse of our oceans, there are still mysteries waiting to be solved.